Guys, we've got a very serious video here. Are Splinterlands tournaments good for new players? Are they good for people that own cards? This is the question that we're going to be answering in today's video. Hope you guys enjoy. Yo, what's up guys? Catan Diablo, TDG here. Welcome back to another video, and today I'm joined by my main man, Crypto Crazy. He can give himself a little introduction.
Yeah, man, my name's Crypto Crazy. We've just been in the guild for a while, man. I'm just here to help my homie get through these tournaments, some big money tournaments. Just happy to be here, Dan.
Happy you're here as well, man. Crypto Crazy is actually a little bit more experienced than me in the tournaments. This guy's winning quite a lot of the lower level ones. As he mentioned, he's also a guild mate, so we help each other in the phrase, and he's going to sort of give us a little bit of a help coaching here in the higher level tournaments. I'm sure that's not against the TOS, but given the eye-watering amount of money we've spent, I'm sure we need every advantage we can get. Whoa. So originally, guys, this video was going to be like me doing the tournaments. I've just put it up here, guys. So if you still want to see me building the decks and stuff in the tournaments with my guildmate, that's fine. But this video's changed kind of direction, like 180 degrees. And ultimately, which is kind of sad, is if you're like a guy with like a, you know, $100,000 to a $250,000 collection, you know, so like maybe Infidel, Bulldog, Gank. This advice is probably more geared towards you guys, but yeah, it simply just doesn't work out that playing the game's that good, unless of course, you know, you are constantly hitting like, you know, the top 16 in tournaments, top 4, then it will absolutely be profitable. But if you're like me and you're only getting to like top 32, top 64, then it's not really going to work out that well for you guys. So while that's plodding away up the top there, I'm going to show you guys this meme that I made, and then I'm going to get into the series data. I'm going to get into the Excel sheets and stuff. But ultimately, for card owners that love the game, like me, this is really the two options that we've kind of got in front of us. Do we want to make bank renting cards, or do we want to just lose money by playing the game? So ultimately, that's what the options in front of us are. Look at the data, guys, alright? So if you're a top gold level tournament player, you're constantly hitting the top 4, getting the big bucks, getting the big prize, then you could be looking at, you know, every tournament making closer to 400 bucks. You know, I done 9 tournaments here, so starting from the first one to the 9th one, if I'd won the top 4 and all, then that'd have been $2,500. Silver, so that's like top 16. If that's the kind of player yarn tournaments, then it's still going to be massively profitable to actually play the game. You're going to earn about maybe $787 per 9 tournaments that you do. And if you're just a renter, you know, renting a 6-figure collection, then you'll be earning maybe, I don't know, I've wrote 300 here for a period of time that spans across the 9 tournaments that I played. Or if you're like me and you're a top 32/64 player, then I'm actually technically running at a loss, guys. Because obviously I sacrificed this rental money, so you know, here's all the data over here. If you guys want to pause the video and look at that, then you can. But here's the sort of compressed variance. So essentially the total winnings that I earned from the tournaments here is 1,166 SPS. The total overhead, that's the rental loss from not renting my cards out, the stuff that I had to rent for a few of the gold only tournaments like the summoners and stuff to make me actually be able to play the game, and the entry fee. Total all that up came to 3,336. So the total is minus 2,100 SPS, which is about 13 cents each. So in dollar terms, I'm about negative $271 down. The issue, apart from, you know, this being our first ever tournament, maybe lack of skill, is that I've actually uncovered, you know, a nest of, you know, deep-rooted issues. And one of the things that you guys will see that the evidences this is the people that won all these first 4 tournaments that I played, Raynie, imperfect-one, xadragon, the Bad Witch, you know, these guys were also playing in the gold tournament, and presumably the silver ones as well. And basically any tournament with a decent prize. So I maybe made the mistake of only playing tournaments that were in my rank. When I play a season, I'm a champion player. end of season I'm back down to diamond. So there really is, I didn't think I was to play in the gold tournaments, but obviously I should learn from the bigwigs, and I should get in on that new player coin that's waiting there for me. I didn't do that, so here's all the tournaments I did play. But yeah, all these guys outlined in red. Here's a tournament here. Links will be in the description if you want to check it out. But basically, all these guys that have literally like the world champions, best players in the game, these guys are also taking all the best prizes in the gold tournaments as well. Rank play isn't much better, sadly. This season in particular, ending on the, I think it was the 20th of February, was pretty much our worst season yet for bots. Now, bots are allowed. It's kind of the Wild West, kind of like how people are in the tournaments. The world champion's always there, no matter where you go. He's always sort of sitting there eyeing you up from the other side of the table. Rank play is obviously not faring much better, and this is kind of getting to a lot of people, even like the people that can make a lot of noise and influence. So I guess that's good in a way, because it means things are going to change soon. But yeah, the bots are kind of running rife, and here's Zekio 6 collecting the 200,000 first place prize, Zekio 3 collecting the second place prize, and Zekio 4 collecting the fourth place prize. The way this works, I think, from what I've understood by talking to other players, is that they all queue up at the same time. Maybe a guy running Zekio 1 through 40, and because they're all queuing up at the same time, they mostly get matched up with each other, and then at the end of at the beginning of the battle, the one with the low rating surrenders, and then obviously that gives a win to the higher rating one, and you know, you just keep doing this, and most of the time you get versing other bots that will sacrifice rating to you instead of real players. But it's kind of like the Wild West, I guess. It's kind of cool that bots are allowed and there's really no rules, but ultimately if this Splinterlands is going to the next level, if it's going to be like the, you know, the poker of the internet, or the Magic the Gathering of the internet, then it's going to have to be, you know, you're going to have to ban bots, you're going to have to start doing stuff like that. It's just natural. Here's the loss of rentals proof. This was on the last day of the season, so this is like an extremely good day, but there's 40,000 to 50,000 DC a day. On the beginning days it's more like 5,000 to 10,000. So yeah, throughout the season I think it probably averages 10,000 a day. And also finished in the top spots for diamonds, so I got 10,000 leaderboard prize. But ultimately all that totaling in, playing the game most of the season, not renting out at all, apart from the very last day here, lost me $271. So I've concluded it all, guys. Here's the conclusion, yeah. There's 5 major problems with Splinterlands tournaments. The first problem is that the world champion is going to be there and he's going to kick your ass. The difference between Splinterlands and literally every other TCG, and this is kind of like the theme throughout like this whole thing, like Splinterlands just does everything like avant-garde, but like the first thing is like there's no regionals, there's no like, you know, local hobby store where you can go in and you can try and be the best in the shop, and if you win that tournament maybe you can go to regionals and be the best in your county, or you know, who knows, maybe if you got really good at playing the game you could be, you know, go up and do the national tournaments and be the best in the country. And you know, like normal tournaments, there might once in a while be a world championship where the best players in the world will all be there and you can fight amongst them to see who's the best one. But unlike that, in Splinterlands it's literally a case of, doesn't matter if it's gold, if it's diamond, if it's champion, you know, the world champ's going to be there, the best player in the game is going to be there, all of them, and they're going to beat the living hell out of you. It's like, imagine going into a chess tournament, you know, let's say you enjoy chess, you went to your first little tournament down the road, you know, a couple of blocks away, and Magnus Carlsen was sitting across the table from you, chess world champion. Then how do you think you would go? Probably not very well. And yeah, we'll talk more about that in a little bit. The next thing that's back to front is the prize splitting. So so I actually was in a tournament, yeah, and I came in, got the top cut, managed to get the big prize, the 500 SPS. Given that you pay like 50 SPS to get in these, like, I wanted a prize worth caring about. I got in top 32, not this one obviously, this one I only got the 200. But yeah, like, there's a thing called prize splitting in this game where if you've got the same number of wins and losses as the guys outside the top cut, then completely ignoring tiebreakers, these people will also share some of your money. So look at this here. Look at this guy, 260 SPS for 31st. Are you joking? Look guys, 260 SPS. Bulldog, unlucky my man. Holy crap, 260. This guy was meant to get like 500, man. Yeah, so like this is just rubbish, man. Like, give it a prize worth caring about. And you know, Pokemon, Magic, you know, Vanguard, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! None of these people, you know, prize split. Tiebreakers are there for a reason, guys. If you make the top cut, you get the big prize, and you feel good about getting that big prize. But you know, I opened a support ticket and everything about this, guys, and apparently the response was it helps newer players survive. It just sounds crap, guys. I don't want to survive. I want to thrive. I want to enjoy it. Do you know how many real life tournaments I've been to where I've just missed the top cut, even if I was, you know, the same number of wins and losses as the guy who did get the top cut prize? It sucks, but ultimately that's tournament rules. That's why you've got tiebreakers. That's why there's a top cut. So it'll help you as much as it doesn't help you. You know, whether you win half the reward twice as much or twice the reward half as much, it's really the same difference. The only thing is you're kind of going against the grain here by doing things differently from everyone else, and ultimately for seasoned or TCG nerds like myself, it just feels back to front, just feels wrong. I did get my price slashed as well, so maybe that's why I'm not good about it. But yeah, unfair advantage. So do you remember how the analogy about Magnus Carlsen in the chess? Well, how good would it be if you went against Magnus Carlsen and you actually bet him, and then the tournament organizer came to you and said, dude, I want you to go back and I want you to beat him another 2 times, otherwise he's bet you, and he only has to beat you once. What the hell am I talking about? Well, you're allowed to enter the tournament multiple times. It's the Wild West, guys. The best players in the game are allowed to fill up 2 or 3 alt accounts and join the same tournament. Probably even, I've not got any examples here, but I'm almost certain that in the history of Splinterlands, the same guy's probably collected the first, the second and the third place prize all to himself. On his alt accounts, of course, on his main account, but yeah, it's just absolutely insanity, guys. You're not going to beat the world champion. You'd be naive to think that you would be able to. So that's just an issue straight away, that he's literally at all the good tournaments. But moreover, he's in them multiple times. He's got multiple seats, and you'll have to beat him several times if you want to win first place. So next one is bots and large data pools. There are large data pools, you know, Infidel and stuff like that. I've talked about them on his YouTube channel a few times about what are the best cards, what cards have got the best win rates. Pellicor Mercenaries get 75% win rate. And you know, people can take these data pools, and like if you know a little bit of programming, then you can get the bots to fill in all your teams for you and pick the best cards that have the best win rates on the best rule sets. So so just like chess, and why, you know, bots, sorry to use chess as an example all the time, guys, but you know, you're not allowed to use a chess engine on a chess tournament, because that's not you playing the game, that's not your skill, that's just, you know, a bot that's clearly much better than any human, and it's just, you know, doing like 10 million calculations per second to calculate what the best thing to put in is, and how can you beat that as a human? And the last thing, and this isn't even a bad thing, it's a good thing, guys, right? And that's an advantage of experience and card collection. The best players, the most skilled, the ones with the biggest decks, the baddest decks, these guys are the winners of the tournaments. But given all the other things that we've talked about today, guys, I think that if we're going to keep all this other stuff in the game, the prize slashing, the multiple entries, the world champion literally showing up at every single like event down to the smallest ones, like I think you should maybe try and do like a draft tournament, you know, draft like a 100 random cards, and then let people build a deck that way. Have some like different styles of tournaments, just switch things up a little bit, guys, because at the moment there's really no reason for me to play tournaments. You've seen the data, guys, yourselves. You're just running at a loss unless you're like one of the top players in the game and you are getting those top 10, top 5 spots. Then yeah, it's just not working out well for you. So that's everything I've got to say, guys. Hope you enjoyed that video. Hope that makes things clear. If you've got any questions on that, leave it in the comments. And obviously if you want to see some of the data or some of the evidence, there's some stuff in the description to go and click on. But that's all I've got to say today, guys. Thank you very much for checking out the video, and hope it was fun. See you guys later.